It's that time of year, guys, where everybody's doing those top 5 knives of 2016 or top 5 this and top 5 that. Well, I'm lazy, so we're just going to do a top 1. And what I want to do is talk about what I think is the best knife to come out this year. And it's not necessarily a new knife, it's just a new offering. And what this is here is the Esee folding knife. And this one here is the Zancudo. They came out with a couple different models with the Zancudo and the Avispo, and they were available for over the last couple of years. They made them in OS 8. Really good offering. And this year they decided to release them in D2 tool steel. And not only are they doing that, but they're keeping the price under $40. I think I paid $34 for this knife, which is really, you know, what you pay for a lot of knives in OS 8 or HCR13 MOV, and you're getting D2 steel. So let's zoom out, take a look at this guy, and say, why is this thing so good and why is it such a good deal? I mean, obviously at 34 bucks, this thing is a bargain. So what you have is your normal handle on one side, stainless steel on the other, frame lock, pretty deep carry pocket clip with the 2 options for tip up and tip down carry. And because they are on the same side, it basically gives you a right-handed tip down or a left-handed, right-handed, it'd be a right-handed tip up or a left-handed tip down. Right? Very smooth. I will say that. This thing, no work, no cleaning, very smooth. Just super, super smooth action for this, which you wouldn't expect out of a $34 knife. I don't think I have any other knives in this price range that are this smooth out of the box. No break-in, no nothing. Just this thing came and it was just like, didn't even have to oil it, didn't have to do nothing, didn't have to flip it a bunch. Just as soon as it came out, just as good as what you're seeing now. Alright, so what we have is a drop point, but very close to a spear point design with a stonewash finish. I believe this coloring is the desert tan, actually. Open pillar construction. You have the frame lock. Very standard construction where you have the ball detent that holds the blade in place. And it looks like, from looking in there, it looks like there's a couple of bronze washers on this thing. Small lanyard hole in the back. Very good lockup. No blade play, vertical or horizontal on this thing that I'm seeing at all. Blade length is right around 3 inches. So it's a nice smaller sized folding knife. You can see it has the Zancudo logo on there, along with the D2 and made in Taiwan. So, complaints, because it's not a review if you don't give complaints. Number 1, when you have this, I really like tip up carry, but when you have this knife in tip up, the pocket clip actually rests on the lock bar and takes away a lot of that smoothness in opening. So if you really want it to be a smooth opener, you've got to do tip up, because once you do tip down, for some reason that lock bar rests entirely, the pocket clip rests on the lock bar, really makes it a huge pain to open and also makes it a huge pain to close. Bit of a design flaw there. Obviously they intended this thing to be carried tip up and didn't really consider it. I think with more pocket carry, maybe that might change as the pocket clip, you know, kind of stretches and loosens up a bit, but you know, how long is that going to be? 6 months, 8 months, a year? But so right out of the box, if you're going to do tip up, you're going to have to expect that this thing is going to be a little rough. The thumb studs are of course ambidextrous, but the one on for right carry is bigger than the one on for left carry. So if you are carrying this in the tip down left hand, you really have a lot of difficulty reaching this thumb stud because the pocket clip's in the way. You don't have a lot of clearance there, and I'm not using my left hand. I mean, you can open it, no problem, but it is a bit of a reach because everything's in the way and you really don't have a ton of room to get your thumb under that stud there. Other side, however, the bigger thumb stud, you got a little clearance here on the handle, very easy to flip open. So if you are a lefty, that is to be taken into consideration, or if you are going to be carrying this tip down on the left hand side. Next complaint, lock bar cutout. As you can see, there's very little relief on this to get to this lock bar. So when you actually get in there, you kind of have to get in there with your fingernail. You know, normally these, they're kind of cut out a little bit more and you can just kind of push down, but you actually have to kind of get in there with your fingernail to close it. I mean, I can still open and close this one-handed, no problem, but it involves getting in there with the fingernail. And I don't know if you can tell, but I actually ripped my fingernail a couple weeks ago playing around with this, trying to close it. So now the awesome, we've already talked about the fact that this is small, lightweight, super thin. I mean, guys, this thing is just super thin, just disappears in the pocket. What are some other cool things about this knife that are really neat features? Number one, the pocket clip is flat. So you can actually put this on a table and the whole knife will rest above the table, which is kind of cool. It doesn't come in contact. And likewise, if you actually set it, and now of course we're not on a level thing here, but if you were on a flat table and set this down, the knife will actually ride up above the table because this flat is balanced just right so that the knife will not sit down. So if you actually set this down flat, the knife will hold up and not flip over and touch the table. So if you are setting this down someplace wet, someplace slippery, someplace dirty, that pocket clip will protect the knife a little bit, which is kind of neat. But that, of course, only works in the tip down carry. Tip up, of course, all the weight's in the front, and you're going to have problems. So, guys, I just got to say, I love this knife. I mean, my God, I could just sit here and do this all day. It is so smooth. This is the smoothest budget knife. Now, D2, guys, it's not easy to sharpen. Let's be honest. This is a really difficult steel to sharpen. You have to be very patient, and it takes a long time. And you're probably going to need diamond stones if you're going to do it in any reasonable amount of time. So there is another downfall there. But no problem there. But overall, guys, I think this knife looks nice. It works nice, and it has a great steel. And it's at an affordable price, and that's why I think this right here is knife of the year. I also think the size, 3-inch, it's available to pretty much anybody out there. There's very few places that won't allow this knife. You're talking New York City and a few other places where this knife will be considered illegal. So it's almost 50 state legal and just super smooth. You know, and D2, I really love D2, guys. It's just such a nice steel. You know, the edge retention is just phenomenal. And yeah, smooth, nice, small, thin, lightweight. Everything you want for an EDC with a good tool steel at a price under $35. That is knife of the year, guys.